Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Dave Cook. I'm reporting in from the gas station in my mobile van, getting gas, and figured I'd just leave a message really quick. We're talking about change over the last couple of weeks, and this is the fourth segment in the conversation about change. And the first one is obviously why the change, what's your motivation? Secondly is what's different, what's going to be different in your life? Number three is how's it different? In other words, what are the behaviors, the activities that you're going to engage in to make it different? And then the next phase of this conversation is what we call, success and accomplishment measurement. So the first piece is breaking it down is what are you celebrating? And the reason that I focus on what are you celebrating is that we often, it's something that I don't do. In fact, I joke with people. I say, anytime you hear me use the word goal, call me out on it. I'll give you $1 because I don't use the word goal for a reason. Life very rarely goes according to plan. You can establish some objectives and define some outcomes, but to say this is my goal to do something by such and such a date, chances are you can't hit it, but it's more likely than not, because life doesn't go according to plan, things are going to get a little bit askew. But if you say this is what I'm driving towards, here's my measurement of success. For example, I'm on a plan right now to do some things health-wise in 100 days, and I've been tracking and measuring my progress. But at the same time, I'm realistic that chances are I've measured how and why it would be that way. But we also took a 2-week road trip. Completely changed the scheme of things. So I avoid using the goal, but I do focus on outcomes or results or accomplishments. It's semantics, I get it, but I avoid the word goal. But anyway, sidetrack, sorry, I went down the rabbit hole. Here we go. What are you celebrating? And the reason this is so important is these are the things that every day you look back, you start your day giving yourself credit for the activities and the engagement, the things that you've committed to doing. So why am I doing this? What's different? How's it different? And give and tee up the day and say, that's right, today is a different day. I'm going to continue to focus on having healthy and productive conversations with my wife where I'm in tune, I'm listening to her, and I'm encouraging her to share where she is in her journey, the frustrations and the challenges that she's having, so that I can better understand where she's at. That's my commitment. That's how I start my day, with a reminder of that thing that I'm focusing on. And then at the end of the day, it's like, okay, how do I measure that? Did I have a great conversation with her? Did we have an exchange of information and stuff like that? And, you can look at it two ways. First of all, did we not have a bad interaction? So I could say, hey, Yahoo, we didn't blow up on each other, or there wasn't a moment where I didn't say something, where I said something stupid or inappropriate. That's one way of looking. The other thing is that, I was there. I was present for her to share. I took moments to pause and listen and see what she had to offer. Now, that doesn't mean necessarily that she's going to take advantage of that opportunity. Remember, back to section 1 is, why am I doing this? I'm not doing this so that she does it. I'm doing it so that I give her an opportunity to do it. Whether she does it or not has nothing to do with necessarily me. It has to do with how I'm creating a space for her. And that may take more time than I desire. It might take more work than I expect, etc. But I have to continue to be focused on how do I create and facilitate a space for my wife to feel safe enough to share what's going on and the stuff she's struggling with. So back to what am I celebrating? What I'm celebrating is I'm celebrating the commitment that I've made to create a space for somebody to feel safe, to share authentically with the struggles that they're going through, the things that they need from me. And when I'm done at the end of the day, what do? I look back on my day and I can remember an interaction that I had with her, or I can remember a situation where I was with her and I said, okay, how'd you do relative to your commitment? Say, yeah, I kicked it. It's okay, dude, you're working, you're making progress on this thing. You might have a huge breakthrough moment where you had this great conversation, like say, yeah, I remember this conversation, wow. And that can be the same with anything. What are you measuring? What are you celebrating when you measure it? That's really what we're focused on. So back to the healthy eating thing. It says, okay, what are you celebrating? The fact that I lost 2 pounds? I don't know, not necessarily as much as that, because if I could say I have to lose a pound every day, I can get discouraged if I don't. That's why fad diets become these things. People, then they hit their goal, and then they turn around and they go back to their bad eating habits or their traditional eating habits, and things creep back and they're back into bad habits. This is a mindfulness thing. So when I say what are you celebrating, what are you measuring as a celebration? The commitment in an eating thing is that I've chosen, me, I remember in one of my talks, I've chosen to take out whites, no sugar, no flour, no sweets. I do cheat, I have yogurt because that's good for me digestively, but I'm not having any snacks, I'm not having any sugar, I'm not having any of that stuff. And so every day, what are you celebrating? I'm celebrating the fact that I continue to eat in ways that make me feel good. I can have continued to live in accomplishment to the things that I've made a commitment to, which is eat healthier, exercise more routinely. And even like last night, I had 2 flat tires on my bike ride yesterday morning, only got in 11 miles, disappointed that I didn't get in the bike ride I designed, rode with a group at night so I could hit my objectives. What do I celebrate? The fact that I stayed focused on my commitment for better health and got on my bike at night, which is something I rarely do, ask my cycling buddies, to ride to make sure I honored my commitment and my accomplishment. And that's the thing about change that's so important to us, is that the motivation is huge, but what supports the motivation is that making a point to every day to celebrate your accomplishment, the progress that you're making, not in terms of dollars and pounds and all that other stuff, but in your behaviors, the things that now that you're incorporating these behaviors into your life that is making a difference for you and making a difference for the people around you. That's so essential. So as you're going through your change thought process, start to become conscious. What am I measuring? What am I going to celebrate every day as a behavior or activity that demonstrates that I'm doing the things that I've committed to do to create change in my life? Talk to you later.